Hello everybody and welcome to my first motor vlog. Yep, that's right, first ever one. Scary stuff. You know, I was actually struggling to come up with ideas for things to talk about because there's so many people out there that already do motor vlogging. It's kind of, you know, how can you be original? How can you kind of talk about something that people are going to be interested in that hasn't already been talked about? I mean, even this, what I'm saying now, has probably already been talked about. It's just, you know, one of those things. But I wanted to do this anyway. It's good fun and, you know, fuck it. So my subject today is only a very quick one, just because being my first video, I don't want it to drag on for ages. It's about the Suzuki RV125 VanVan, which I don't know if you can see, but I'm riding today. So this bike, oh, I've got to say, I love this bike. I bought this about a year ago. This is actually my second one. I had one a couple of years ago before. Sold that, bought my 600, still have that. Took that off the road about a year and a half ago to give it a bit of TLC. I mean, it's an older bike. It's, you know, it's 1999, so kind of needed a bit of TLC. So I took that off the road and I bought this as a secondary bike, partly just to replace that for a little while, but also for a little bit of fun because, you know, this is a great little bike. You can take it off-road. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not a proper dirt bike. You can't go on the really muddy trails because you will get stuck, you know, low ground clearance and all that kind of crap. But, you know, you can off-road. You can off-road this bike. It's, you know, it's fine. So it's great fun. But anyway, I was down the Suzuki garage 2 days ago, just talking about, you know, the latest models that are coming out, what models are being discontinued, all this kind of stuff. And as it turns out, the Suzuki VanVan is being discontinued. Not the biggest of shockers, I must admit. The engine in this bike, I think if I remember rightly, actually comes from, what's this guy doing? Okay, thank you. Comes from the GS model from the, what, late 80s, early 90s. So it was always an old engine. Yeah, they updated it with fuel injection a couple of years back, and that obviously, you know, made it a little bit cleaner, but for the most part it was never going to meet Euro 4. That's just, you know, they needed to put a new engine in it. So yeah, discontinued. That includes the 200, which is hilarious if you think about it, because the 200 has been out for a year. Well, in the UK anyway. It's been out. In Japan, they never had, at least I don't think they ever had the 125. They always had the 200. The 125 was made for the European market, and yeah, that's why we got it back in 2003, the original carbureted version. But yes, they discontinued it. Well, they are discontinuing it. You won't be able to get it anymore new, at least. I was talking to the guys and they were saying they literally, I mean, they had like one 200 model available. Once that's gone, it's gone. So yeah, but you know, I know a lot of people that will be quite sad about that, because I love this bike for my own personal reasons. I just really enjoy it. I find it an absolute hoot. It's not the fastest 125, it's not the most capable off-road, but I don't care. It does a little bit of everything and it's awesome. But it has a cult following. I mean, it has quite a big owners club, and there are people out there, mental people, that have taken this bike on adventures that you'd normally take, I don't know, like a BMW, I want to say GS. Is GS the off-roady adventure one, or is it the RT? I get confused between the two. Anyway, you know the ones I mean. Long way down, long way around. BMW adventure bikes. That's the kind of bike you take on these adventures. No. These crazy fuckers took these, and even the 125 version as well. I mean, the 200 isn't much different, to be honest. It's got a little bit more torque, if you'll even notice it. Maybe a smidgen more power, but not enough to write home about. So, but anyway, yeah, so they took the 125 versions. And people have been everywhere. I mean, Christ, they've been fucking, well, across countries, continents, on-road, off-road, everywhere you can imagine. These crazy people have been, just proving the point that, yeah, it's a 125, yeah, it's a bit slow, yeah, it's not as capable off-road as a proper dirt bike. But is that going to stop you from trying? Hell no. No, these guys just went for it, and fair play to them. You know, if I was going to go on that long a journey, I want a big powerful engine, nice and smooth, I want heated groups, heated seats, fucking everything. You know, I'm not driving across several countries on this. I love this, I really love this, but no. I mean, I don't think I'd even do that on my 600. I mean, my 600 is a sports tourer. It's kind of got a weird seating position. It's more comfortable than a traditional super sports bike because you're not bent over quite so far, but you are still bent over a little bit, and that can kind of be a bit achy on the lower back and stuff after a few hours of riding. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even do it on that. I definitely want a big ass adventure bike. So, you know, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, guys like that, they're going to be really disappointed. I mean, I remember reading on the, it was on the forum of the Owners Club a while back, when the rumours about the 200 coming out were there. They were scared that they were going to discontinue the 125 because, you know, as learner legal bikes go, it's quirky, it's fun, it's a bit different. It's not the same as your average dirt bike or super bike replica. It's a bit more, you know, retro, a bit more fun, whatever. But yeah, so they were worried about discontinuing the 125. So, I mean, I've not actually been on the forum recently, but I have no idea how they're going to react when they realise they're discontinuing both of them. That's just, it's a sad time. It's a sad, sad time. And they're not, as I said before, they're not going to be replacing it with anything. They've got 2 new 125 models coming out soon. There's the Suzuki GSXR 125 Super Sport, which is, yeah, from what I've heard and seen, it's a really good, really capable bike. Not my thing. I don't agree with 125cc super sport style bikes, because in my opinion, if you're going to be bent over a bike with your head between the handlebars and your arse in the air, you want to be doing some respectable speed, otherwise you just kind of look a bit goofy. I mean, that's no offence to you guys out there that do have 125 sports bikes. I'm not trying to take the piss or anything too much, but you know, let me have my fun. I mean, come on guys, don't take yourself so seriously. You can't be there on your Yamaha R125 with your backside pointing in the air doing 65 mile an hour seriously thinking that you're actually, you know, a match for anything. 125s are learner legal for a reason. They're not fast. Oh crap, well, oh, I forgot what's it. So anyway, yeah. So they're bringing out the GSX R125, and it looks cool. I mean, you know, you guys that are into sports bikes, it looks cool. Go check it out, it's awesome. They're also bringing out a kind of street fighter in the form of the, I think it's the Suzuki GS125, GSR, something like that. Anywho, so that's going to be the kind of street fighter, which, I mean, that's kind of the thing these days, isn't it? People are less interested in the super sports bikes, they're more kind of street fighter now, and yeah, I mean, I agree, they're pretty cool. Can't complain at that, but again, it's just a proper sports road bike. It's not got any real off-road capabilities. It's all about freedom for me. I mean, you know, this thing does a bit of on-road, does a bit of off-road, it's a bit of freedom. You can go where you like, so long as you own the land, or, you know, whatever, or just don't get caught on other people's land. But yeah, I mean, you know, they're not bringing out anything to replace it, anything similar, so it's kind of a proper loss, really. I mean, maybe not, maybe the majority of people just don't really care. Maybe all you want to ride is your sports type or your, you know, street fighter style bike, and you're happy with that, and well, fair enough. But I'm a big believer in choice and variation, and not everybody has the same, you know, not everyone has the same taste. So, you know, whilst those bikes might appeal to quite a few people, not everybody. And I'm also a big fan of oddballs. I mean, you know, the Suzuki VanVan has always been an oddball, and I don't know why, but I've always kind of been attracted to strange and unusual vehicles, and this is definitely one of them. So yeah, I'm kind of sad that that's going, but there you go. What can you do? It's not like I can send them an angry letter or anything. Oh, home sweet home. Anyway, guys, that will do for one day. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much. If you do have any suggestions or comments, please do leave them in the comments section below. I would be very interested to read them and see what I can do to improve. As I said before, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I'm not expecting everyone to think I'm brilliant, quite the opposite in fact. But you know, if you've got any kind of tips or anything for me, just let me know. And if you did happen to like the video, please do give me a like. For now, bye bye.